This is the stage, Aggie Memorial Stadium in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It is week 8 of the EA Sports college football season, and the games are getting more intense. It's the Jacksonville State Gamecocks and the New Mexico State Aggies. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Guys, Jacksonville State's head coach told me before the game he knows that they have got one of the best wide receivers in the country, highly rated and experienced, but a young quarterback. They have tried to put some things in this week that will help them get the ball to their best target on the field. We'll keep you posted as the game continues. Guys, back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So New Mexico State's offense will have the football first. And here comes the junior quarterback to get things into gear. They were all over him for the entire game last time out. 3 sacks and a couple of picks. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Stanley. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
He finds a soft spot in the middle. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
Nice job by the quarterback and receiver there working on the crossing route. And a big thing for the quarterback there, you've got to be able to give your receiver time to work through all the traffic, get by the linebackers in the middle of the field, and work all the way over to the other side. The offensive line has to give the quarterback time, and the QB's got to be patient, but it all worked out perfectly, and they're able to get a big play.
Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
And the defense was locked in. You could tell they saw it. They reacted right away. Got the running back on the ground immediately.
Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Working that left side now. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Jacksonville State Gamecocks offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And this junior wide receiver is a focal point in their passing attack. He's a good route runner, good solid hands, and a big part of this passing attack.
It's pretty amazing when you watch this offense because they're not very talented. They're average, quite honestly, in a lot of spots, except the guy at wide receiver, David. He is elite. And today on offense, everything should go through him.
And when you've got one of those guys, you've got a chance, right? One guy that puts fear in the defense. And I love that we continue to see guys have real success at smaller levels, right? It's not just the power 4. These are guys that end up getting plucked and go to the next level. You can still be a burner and still have that great speed and route running and develop. And this guy has, and he is one of the best players on the, he actually is the best player on the.
Makes a grab and room to run. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46. The Gamecocks right after the huge play through the air back to the line. He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So frustrating for an offense to just give away yards with false start penalties. Running inside, it's Savage. There's some room. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? Got it behind the line. It's Johnson. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds. And the Gamecocks are flying down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback making checks. Wants to throw on first down. Now he's going to break the pocket. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down. Let's talk for a second about Jacksonville State. Good pickup on the recruiting trail last week. Three-star offensive lineman gives them a verbal, and this is the type of talent they need to get into the program and then develop.
Yeah, and this really was more of an emotional decision, I think, for him as well. He's been a fan of this program ever since he was a young boy, and now he's getting a chance to live out his dreams. As a three-star, he had opportunities to go elsewhere, to play in better conferences against better competition, but this for him felt like home, and now he has a chance to go out and live that dream.
Forced out of the pocket. Trying to escape and get it himself. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
He can throw it. He can buy time. He can run it. What can't he do? This guy's so talented. When he does stuff like this, there's no way to stop it. There's no way to coach a defense up against this. He's just really fast, and I can't catch him.
The running back has it. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. The run inside. It's Savage. And he's in. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost. No problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Got enough for the first. At the 40, there he goes. They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
They're going to ride this running back. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with second and short. Caught in the backfield. It's Fry. They got him on the ground, but not before he gives New Mexico State a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Stanley. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on second down. Gets it to him on the screen. There he goes. They make the stop, but not before he wraps up this first period with a huge gain. Guys, Jacksonville State has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. Let's take a peek at the numbers so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Trying to run, it's Stanley. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Release to the back. Give him 6. Touchdown, Aggies. The extra point here would tie the game.
Love the thought process by the quarterback here on this play. Nobody open in the end zone. Find your check down. Find the running back. He does that, and once this guy's got the ball in his hands, he shows you that elusiveness and his ability to sniff out the end zone.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Jacksonville State's offense comes out ready to start this drive. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense, to be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Rushes on him. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. The Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. Wide receiver going in motion. Maybe a crease. He's stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off play action on first down. Under fire. Got a man in the middle. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And the Gamecocks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. At the 20, he's got space. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Savage. Big collision there, and they'll mark him down after a 6-yard gain. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line. He might want another play. Going to take a shot on second and short. And this one's going to be incomplete. He was make the connection in the back corner of the end zone. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. Now from the 2-yard line after the incompletion, it's third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And they can't quite hook up trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
The snap sets up the throw. Finds him out of the backfield. Touchdown, Gamecocks! And they take it in for 6 more points. An impressive, long, methodical, meticulous drive ends in points.
They just matriculated the ball down the field, didn't they, Reese? So impressive. Didn't see a lot of explosive plays, but how about the execution? Running and throwing the football. Wow.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. 75 yards on the touchdown drive, and it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. And he's coming out of the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Snags it and he's open. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. They'll put it in play from the 40 on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Stanley. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Back open in the middle. Breaks into the open. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Aggies will line it up on 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Looking to throw on 1st down. Gets rid of it. That's caught. It's Ellison. He is pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback get going the other direction.
Grab behind the line. It's Stanley. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
The safe call on the wide receiver screen. This defense rises to the occasion, and now deep in this game, will they send out the field goal unit or go for it on 4th and short? And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This one will be a 43-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Dead center perfect. That'll bring him to within 4.
Great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
The Gamecocks offense heads out to see what they can put together here. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half.
Reels it in and goes out of bounds on the left side after the huge gain.
And you just could not allow that to happen defensively, giving up a big play like that. They're going to need to now play with some sense of urgency if they're not going to give up any points here before the end of the half.
Looking downfield on first down. Escapes the pressure to his right. Throwing on the run. Leaping grab for a big gain. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. After that penalty, now they're set up inside the red zone on 1st and 10. Wants to throw it again. Pocket breaking down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Quarterback may change this route. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Spits it out to the back. He's got him this time. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. And the Gamecocks trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Pressure coming. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And it's incomplete as he tried to thread that needle to the back corner of the end zone. The defense has been up to the task so far. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 3. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught along the sideline. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Their hope for a touchdown gone by the boards, but they'll try to put up 3 before going to the locker room. They're on the left hash. He'll have no trouble with the distance, but that angle may give him an issue. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. Now up by 7 points here in the 2nd.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
On the run from inside his own 5. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports desk. Let's start with the Missouri State Bears taking on the Sam Houston Bearcats. And it's Missouri State able to escape with a 3-point victory. Talk about an upset. And it's 3 straight victories for this team as they start to get hot. Now back over to your game inside Aggie Memorial Stadium. Back and forth we've gone so far, and these numbers, it's funny, 3rd down conversions don't always tell the story. Maybe staying out of those situations in the second half is the safest pathway to victory. And And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Aggie Memorial Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. New Mexico State will kick it away to open this third quarter. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
Trying play action. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
The Gamecocks send out the punt unit. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. They stop him immediately, flying down the field and get to him before he can even get started. Here comes the New Mexico State offense to go on the attack. So they back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, you know what time it is. It's about the big boys up front. You got to give me a little bit of space, a little crack. You just can't give up that penetration so my running back can fall forward just like that and get the first down.
Off the play fake on first down. Pressure's there and he lets it go.
Man, it's nice to have a quarterback that can do this. Last week he was unbelievable. This week, even better. This dude is absolutely on fire, in the zone, feeling it, using the whole field, doing whatever he wants, when he wants.
Finding some room. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Ellison. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
And that's a nice job by this offense. They got to find a way to continue to string good plays together. They've had a few, but they haven't put 3, 4.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense picks it up.
That looks like a really easy thing to do. Oh, the ball's just on the ground. Jump on it. That's an odd-shaped ball that bounces all kind of crazy ways. Great job by the defense covering that thing up.
Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. They weren't able to move it on their last possession, ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He wants to change this route. Back to pass on second down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That's caught by Williams. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. The Gamecocks go back to work after moving the chains through the air. He's looking to pass. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Makes the catch. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. From the gun, wants to pass. And they're able to get him down, but not before he gets to the 2. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. This is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2. Timeout is called, and they got it just in the nick of time before the delay of game penalty. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. Distance not the problem here. The angle is a little tricky. He got it. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. When you're playing from behind, you can't afford to give it up the way they did the last drive, David.
No doubt, you cannot give the football away. Again, turnovers are the biggest stats in winning and losing games. You're behind, Palmer. Take care of the ball, but we got to go get a score here.
Yeah, and they just got to do a better job executing. I like the game plan so far for them, but they just need to go out and do a better job connecting the dots.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple of games.
Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
And I love these offensive coaches going right back to your guy. I believe in you. Just because you fumbled doesn't mean I'm not going to give you the football.
Yeah, he's repaying the favor right now to this coaching staff as well. And doesn't it just seem like he's running with a little bit more juice? He looks like he's ticked off.
Just gets rid of it before the heat.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
A strike downfield. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Play action does so many things. When you run the football and have success, it slows everybody down. Not just the linebackers and the safeties and make them come up, but the defensive line. They're thinking run as well, slows down the pass rush, gives me a little bit more time to develop routes and make it really easy on my quarterback.
One quarter to go, and Mike, we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on first down. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. And the Aggies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to throw again. The sure hands, it's Pride. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Let's see if the defense comes after them. Third and short from the 45. They'll go with a direct snap. How about that pursuit? They stop him right at the line of scrimmage, bringing up fourth down. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
Tell you what, it gets late in the football game, man. I got to start being aggressive. When I'm in a hole and the clock's running out, like, it's going to make me have to throw the football, be more aggressive, and this offense doesn't come through for their team, and now they're going to really need their defense to get some stops here in this football game in the fourth quarter.
He turns it loose to the left, and he hauls it in inside the 30.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism.
A shot toward the end zone. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
They stop him right there. They tried to convert with the run, and the defense was up for the challenge. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. The field goal is no good. Lead is still at double digits, but missed a chance to make it bigger. Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness.
Trying to burn this defensive back. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On third and long, try to convert through the air. He'll pull it down. Got room at the 35. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Running inside, it's Stanley. Spins away from the defender.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Bringing the heat. And down he goes. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Hauls it in. Quick step and go. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35. This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them?
Snags it, and there's running room. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone, it's Jones. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies! They got the score they needed, but this isn't over.
No, don't call it a comeback yet. The first part, step 1 accomplished. And this offense obviously still has work to do, but the defense has to go out and get a stop and get him the ball back.
To attempt the try. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And they finished it off with a 14-yard run for the score. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Jacksonville State's offense comes out ready to start this drive. To the air on 1st down. Got a man. It's Williams. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. So they'll use a timeout here. 1 more remaining, and, of course, the 2-minute stoppage coming up as well. One big play, and now they've got it at the 42-yard line on 1st down. Wants to go right back downfield. On target. Maybe some room here. The 20. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Into the end zone with a breakaway score. The Gamecocks with a response and a touchdown of their own.
And this offense doing a really nice job, man. They're understanding who they are. And Jesse, do you find guys, man, on the outside that you know where they're going to be, you know they're going to make plays, and you just continue to feed them?
Yeah, no question, especially in a situation like this, David. When the game's on the line, you got to go to your best players. And quarterbacks, they keep track of what's happening during the game. Who's winning? Who's getting separation on the outside? Who do I feel comfortable throwing to in tight coverage? This is the guy. That's now his 2nd touchdown catch in the game, and I don't think that's going to be the last time we see him touch the ball.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
the change now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Makes the grab right down the middle. Wide open space. Touchdown, Aggie. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. The Aggies get it right back.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
The run inside. It's Savage. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Now the Aggies will use their last timeout. And now what will they come up with on this 2nd down play? If they can move that thing 1 yard here, that'll probably wrap this baby up. They'll keep it on the ground. There's a crease. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to put a bow on this one.
Man, the nicest thing in sports to have is to be able to rely on the run game, to have the lead and be able to run that clock out. Just watch it tick, and the defense can do nothing about it. And that right there gets it done. Leaning on the ground game, and Jesse, I don't know about the clock, but that thing's about to run out.
And that's really the identity of this offense, too. They are going to be physical. They're going to run the ball even when you know it's coming. And in that situation where you just need one first down to end.
Caught, and he's got room. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The Gamecocks with a response and a touchdown of their own.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish things off with a 21-yard touchdown pass. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Let's go to the sideline in Holly Rowe.
Here on the New Mexico State sideline, I can see a lot happening with their running back. He has turned it over here in this game, and they are down. They need him to be a little bit better with their ball security. I have seen some coaches go over there, have him put the football in, kind of try to knock it out, get him back to a confident state of mind. He's out there right now. We'll see if they can rely on him down the stretch. Back to you.
Holly, thank you.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think.
And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion. And the Aggies peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. Wants to throw on first down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Knocked away at the last minute, and that is precision defensive back play there. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Unloads to the right. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Defense making the play. Hey, never hurts to pad the stats on D either, right? And they'll be able to run out the clock. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook.